Hey everybody, just doing an update on the greenhouse here and show you what we've done since the last video. Um, yeah, so I think all this stuff was in. Here's my timer that I got in that controls the beds for the watering system. And none of this was here last time. Kind of messy looking, but this is the injector system that injects our fertilizer into the water. So, and this is the fertilizer. So this is a natural fertilizer, nice, fresh rabbit poo that we've put in there and made into a tea. And then I have an air stone in it coming from my air pump that oxygenates the fertilizer so that it's got good bacteria in it and everything is not going stagnant. You can see down here, I pulled some off and put it in this pail, and the injector pulls it up as it runs through. Yeah, and over here you can see I've got a little more going on with my aquaponic system. We're see some water running in there, and I've got everything all piped up, and I've got my biofilter set up. I did end up buying lava rock. I hadn't planned on it just because of the expense, but it's what I ended up going with. Pretty pricey stuff where I am. So I think that's all I'm going to put in for this year. I'm just going to roll with it this year like that and add more next year maybe. Space out the cost. I would like to get that filled up to give myself more surface area for my bacteria. You can see it siphoning right now. Just about to break the siphon there. Just gurgling a little bit of water. And you can see it. I did a little more work for this. Got this raft system set up. I'm gonna put about 30 plants in that, and it just trickles water to trickles in, and then the overflow here sets the level and it drains back to that tank as well. Got these all finished up. The only thing I have left to do is pipe them up, pipe the drains on this end, and they'll come back and they'll drain in somewhere right about there. And what else? We had a little mini greenhouse built over this when it was cold, when it was still dropping below zero at night. But right now it's pretty good actually at night. So I'm running a fan just to keep the air moving so it doesn't get too kind of damp, and it helps dry things out if things get a little bit overwatered. They've got everything going here in these trays and pots, everything from herbs, basil, and that's not sure what that is, thyme I think, and some more thyme and some kind of like sage. A lot of the stuff I bring home from work, it's giveaway stuff. You know, some goji berries that I started. I've got these ones back here in some bigger pots. I need to transplant these ones out, the smaller ones. Here's a bunch of sunflowers coming up. We're going to be planting these actually on the outside of the greenhouse on the west side to help protect it from the afternoon sun, hot afternoon sun. We've got everything going. Peppers, tomatoes, cabbage. I don't know if that's more cabbage, I think. All kinds of peppers. Our peppers got a little bit overheated. We actually had issues with things getting overheated in here a couple days. We didn't get the vents open soon enough, and we sort of fried some plants. So you can see some of them, have the little brown there, but they seem to be surviving and putting out new leaves. Broccoli, we got all kinds of broccoli and call it cabbage this year. And up here I brought in some of my sea buckthorns that were outside over the winter. I see a few didn't survive the winter, it looks like, but some did. They're looking good. There's still some more out there I need to bring in. And then I also finished these beds. So I've got this bed here, we put plastic over it, a lot of grass and weeds and everything in here. So we're trying to kind of kill that off. So we put this black plastic over. We're going to plant this all in melons this year. So we can just plant right through the plastic, and they'll like that. And then on this side, I've got these other 2 beds. I've got my drip tube all put down, ready to go. Put some compost on it. So yeah, we're going to be planting that hopefully in the next week or so. Have these all planted. Still got the cardboard on my floor here, but I've got some rock ordered. We're going to do all rock, I guess, in here. It'll do a couple things. One, it'll be a nice medium for walking around on and rolling the wheelbarrow and stuff, but it'll also hold some heat. We've had some pretty major temperature swings here this spring, just from day to night, and we want to try to reduce some of that in the shoulder seasons with getting some heat mass, something to hold some heat in here, some mass. Yeah, we got a few things we planted here just because we had it. Put some arugula in there. There's supposed to be spinach in here, but they didn't come up very good. And then we just have a few radish, and we just put them in that end. But yeah, so that's about it. That's about the update there. Not a whole lot else to talk about in here. I'm really hoping to get some plants and all this stuff in the next week or so. Get this biofilter rocking. Get it, working with the bacteria growing and stuff. Because I'd like to get my fish in here pretty soon. Yeah, you can see this is just about filled back up now. It'll probably start siphoning here any minute. This isn't a traditional bell siphon. This is, I don't even know what you call this. But you can see, you can't really see very well. But there's 245s. There's 245s down in there. So instead of a bell siphon, which I found to be rather finicky, the water comes up, this standpipe comes across, and those 45s create a trap, basically, where the air can't just get pushed out, and the water just can't just trickle by. And it actually works very much like a toilet, like the siphon in a toilet tank or a toilet bowl. Anyway, I found it to be very 100% reliable. Worked very, very well. And so a little bit of wasted space here. I probably didn't need the big 5-gallon pail, but it's giving me lots of space to work it and adjust it. You can see my water is coming up a little high. I'm going to have to add something else here, just to bring it up so it's not drowning my plants. Just haven't put my finger on what that's going to be yet. So hopefully I'll get that going soon. So yeah, so that's it. Hopefully the next update you'll see lots of greenery and plants in the ground, and things going like crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching.